Here's a quick video on how to build a steel angle frame, particularly for use in building shipping container windows. This is 2 by 2 by 1/8 inch angle steel. I'll show how to do this with a chop saw. The key is a good setup. I've got a couple of boards that allow me to keep the angle steel flat when I cut it. I've got a trash can next to the saw, and that'll collect the pieces that I cut. And of course, a good pair of gloves is also vital. Set the chop saw to 45 degrees and get a piece of 2-inch square tubing that your angle steel can sit on. This keeps the angle steel from moving around when you cut it. You don't want to cut the square tubing, so pull it back so it's not in line with the saw. Put your angle steel in just like this, with the vertical piece facing you and the horizontal portion facing away, and cut right at the end. This will give you a 45-degree cut on the top, and the vertical piece will stay at a 90, that piece I'm touching here. That vertical cut is angled, the cut itself is angled at 45 degrees, and you want to measure your frame from the inside of that cut where my pencil is. So your measurements are always from the inside of these cuts. And then you can kind of visualize the next cut by remembering that the 45s always cut away from each other. It's hard for me to visualize how this works, but you never need to change anything on your chop saw. As long as you're moving the angle steel, you can make the right cuts with the same settings. So here you can see I'm marking the inside of the steel, and I'll be able to cut using the current setting that I have on the chop saw. So here I'm sliding the steel in upside down, you could say, still using the 2-inch square tubing for support, and always a clamp to make sure everything stays nice and square. When you secure the angle steel to the chop saw like I'm doing here, it will move the angle steel a little bit, so you constantly have to check and recheck before making the cut. With one piece cut, go ahead and cut the other 3 pieces. And then lay your cuts side by side to make sure they're the exact same length. Now you can put the box together using magnets. Double check the measurements and weld it up. I like to move the frame around so that I'm always welding down or on top of it rather than to the side. For a shipping container window, you'll cover the frame up, or the container will cover it up, so you don't really need to grind it down all that well. The only part of the frame you can see are the vertical pieces that I'm touching right here, so grind those down pretty well. But as far as the other parts, you really don't need a great grind. You can do a thorough job like I did there, or you can kind of leave it rough like I did right here. Don't weld the inside of the frame. Any welds will take up space that your window fits into, and you have enough strength from the other welds. You then slide the frame into the container opening from the inside.